what do you say? What do you do? Kyo pues. Coach Rod coming at you once again from Now We Chopping It Up with my man Russ Guru Productions. So he told me last week I get squirrely, I get jumpy, and he's right. For real, I need to be on Adderall. But then the VA, they've been giving me a lot of medicine because they're crazy, so I can calm down. So I pray, I listen. And the topic today is about, again, ancestors. What are you doing with your time? So I've told y'all what do I do with my time, and that's I built the ShopNM for New Mexico, the ShopNM, where people are here. It's a free space. It's a space. It's a paid space sometimes, but not even that much. With that said, thank you, Russ, for the tip, the suggestion, really the answer for me to stay in focus so I don't lose everybody and I bore y'all. But my grandfather. So what I do in my time to ShopNM essentially stem back to my grandfather. So my grandfather lived up to 107 years old, 107. So 107, 106, he was still on horseback. Large horses. If I bought a donkey to him, he'd get pissed at me, smack me in the back of my head, and he'd tell me, "What are you doing, Rod? What are you doing?" So he was a very tough guy. He grew up in a town called Albania. That's where my mom was born, in Colombia, South America. So my heritage is Colombian. I was born in New York, Queens, New York, and then I was also raised in Cleveland, Ohio. My people are on the land, and now I'm with my people in ABQ. With all that to say, 45 years later, I take a lot of lessons learned from my grandfather. What are those lessons learned? He told me 5 secrets. I asked him one time on the balcony. And again, this is all relative to what are we doing, because he influenced me to build all of this channel. Comedy, God, family, humor, whiskey, and health. So let me go again. God, family, health, whiskey, comedy. Those are his 5 secrets. And I'm not playing, and he wasn't playing. He was still getting drunk at 106. In fact, I got a picture of him and my mom drunk together. It's hilarious. So the guy lived his life to the fullest. But then I remember I asked him once upon a time in his balcony in Colombia, in Pereira, Colombia. And I think he was done. I think he was done with life. He wasn't bored. I think, true story, he was tired of outliving people. He was on the news in Colombia, true story. He outlived 2 of his kids. He's outlived some of his grandkids, some of his nephews. So I think it was time, and he finally let go. He said, forget it. He went in peace with God at 107. This was about 2021. So about 4 or 5 years ago now. And we still miss him very much. Te extraño mucho, abuelito. Dice Marco Antonio Ramirez. Dice Marco Antonio Ramirez is his name. With all that said, from the farm to the city, Albania to Pereira, Colombia. Now, it's a pretty big city. Additionally, he went from working on the grounds, in the factories, and the what have yous, to becoming his own businessman. He opened up a clothing store, then he had a taxi service, then he had property he would rent out. So I've kind of become that man where I don't consider myself spread thin when it comes to business. I consider myself spread to the right energy, to the right spaces and people. So from farm to city, from working for people to becoming his own person, not like Jay-Z said one time, he's not a businessman, he's a businessman. Not a businessman, but a businessman. He's his own person. Well, was, God rest his soul. And the third thing that I learned from him, he went from being independent to becoming a family man of 14 children, 14 kids. My mom comes from a home of 14 Neanderthals, 14, they're killing it in the streets. Who's getting in trouble? The oldest is taking care of the youngest. From now, the 88 is the oldest or so, 88 years old, to the youngest is about 65 or so. And they all took care of each other. So farm to city, work to businessman, independent to becoming a family man. And that man has changed a lot because he was kicking your butt if you weren't moving your butt. And it goes back to the ancestors and what are you doing with your time? So that's my grandfather. He was my inspiration. I love him very much. There'll probably be a mural of him one day on this wall. And also my grandmother. I'll talk about her another time. That's my mom's dad. So I never met my father's father. I never met my mom's mom. She died when my mom was young. She was 40 years old. My grandmother when she died. So all that to say, I have my inspirations in life that's led to all of this. So I had to plug him. There's a lot of people that we still get together. My cousins, we have a WhatsApp, and there's about 30 of us on that WhatsApp channel. And we talk about good old times. We talk about linking up because we miss each other. They're in New York. They're in Jersey. They're in Pennsylvania. They're in of course in Colombia. We got some people in Germany. I got some people in Central America. So everybody's spread out. And I'm not making all this stuff up. I'm not going into a tangent. There's just people that have become professionals. I got people in North Kakalaki, my cousin Nick, my cousin Angela. I got people in Florida. So we're all spread out. And what it is, life has taken us in different journeys. So I'm just trying to share with y'all that I call all these people because sometimes I'm down. I'm not going to lie. And I'll go back to talking a little bit about myself, that I think about them. I think about God. I think about my kids when I'm down and out. And because this is very tough. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm spread thin. I try to be spread into the right spaces so that it's efficient. But the reality is I'm a little bit spread thin. My family, my kid's mom, my kids themselves, the Russes are here helping me. We have the new people coming in to help us with media. We have these guys playing ball out here. It's starting to get very competitive out here. But I'm just trying to create that space and make it larger for you people. The next time there's a UNM game, we do after parties here. Please come in here and support us. The Red Bull girls, Shay, Maddie, come out here. Madeline, help us come out here. Let's do our thing together. Let me help you get bigger. What else can I tell you? Back to not getting into a tangent. Myself, every day I wake up and I do Psalm 23. I pray that. Let me read one that I actually do. This is not a tangent, I swear, Russ. But this is what I pray every day. La presencia de Dios está en nosotros y por su merecido amor estamos seguros que hoy vamos a recibir una muy buena noticia. Amen. In English, the presence of God is here with us, and for our merit and our love, that we are safe in that love and God's love. We hope that today, we know that today we're going to receive good news coming from God. Amen. And I pray that every day, I swear to you. I got that from my cousin John from Colombia. He's a lawyer in Bogota, the capital of Colombia, excuse me. So I prayed Psalm 23. I make that prayer. I can share it with y'all. I also do that Diosis Roca. So Diosis Roca, that's a Colombian channel. Daniel, he's the preach, he's the pastor. I listen to that every morning. Three things, and it just reminds me to stay in the right space. Again, I say spread thin, to be honest, but the reality is I try to be efficient with my time with everybody. That's for my people, that's for my family, and I make sure that I'm not just wasting my time. I don't want to waste your guys' time. So I'm giving you different tips of different ways that I go about things. Working out, I gotta work out. I don't look good right now, but I try to be in the right space so I can at least move. And what I'm trying to say to you is my leg workouts, my back workouts, my curls for the girls. I don't do international chest Mondays. I don't do that. I just do legs, and I do legs, and I do legs, because these days I play a lot of soccer. I'm also playing basketball because we're trying to promote that. So I'm trying to give you different tips, and let me recap. My grandfather, prayer to God, Psalms 23, John's good grace and telling them that we're siempre, that's what I call it, the siempre prayer. Number 4, my kids, they remind me to stay afloat. My kids remind me to push forward. My kids remind me to, not give up, not punch out like we used to do back in the day, because I even worked in a factory. That's a real story. Man, I used to brick lay and lay the tar on the roofs when I was 8. I used to dumpster dive at 5. I used to at 12, 13 years old, I was, I was whatever people need me to do, the lawn, the paper. By 15, I was working at this restaurant, a Mexican restaurant called Chi-Chi's. I swear to God, that's the name of it. Google. The name was Chichis, Chichis. It was a Mexican restaurant, and I was a dishwasher. I got promoted to the line. I was not a line cook, grabbing the food, taking it to the servers. Then I started working as a valet driver. I drove a Ferrari, 1986, like the one in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's a true story. And yes, Russ, I drove it in the city just like he did. Yes, I did. Hell yeah, I did. And then what else have I worked for the government? I was in the Army. I was military. 11 Bang Bang, also 92 Yankee, logistics supply specialist. SOCOM, Special Operations Command. I was in USASOC, so with his SF unit. Should have gone KEG. That's Delta. That's Black. Those guys are so cool. I've worked with those guys when I was in the military. I bumped into one of them one time, a master sergeant, and I apologized to him. I said, my bad, I'm sorry, Sergeant. He said, don't worry about it. I was like, oh my God, so cool. I offered him a massage. I swear to God I did. So all that to say, cool people, I love them. They're very professional, but they know how to turn it on and off. And that's what I learned to do. I learned how to turn on and off the kid in me, the father in me, the family man in me, the collaborator in me, and now the soccer guy in me at 45 years old, man. I'm trying to learn a different sport at 45 because I used to be a football player too through college. But then I banged up my knees. I was done with my scholarship, started getting in trouble. They tried to do some semi-pro, but I ended up going to Army. So I'm just telling you a lot of different things in my life, in my story, that up and downs, woes, trials and tribulations. So it's been a long life. I'm not gonna lie to you, but God keeps throwing this mission at me and putting together this place for y'all. I ran away from this mission. I really have. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And the more I run, the stronger God brings me back, and he tries to keep me in this mission. Again, the ShopNM, essentially community center, essentially a place for the kid, a place for the kid, a place for the kid, the inner child in you. Please come to the shop, support. My last three things I'll say, plugging. Next weekend, October 4th, we're gonna do a fundraiser here. We're gonna be lit. I'm gonna have an audience. Please chime in. If we figure out the live audio, the live feed, we might go live, but I'm not gonna guarantee that right now. That's up to Russ to say that. He's the man with the plan. We're gonna have, the games are gonna be on, the football games are gonna be on. We're gonna have a movie on, a big inflatable screen, 30 by 30. I can't lie, I don't lie, because you catch about 5. So there you go. I told you my mini story, and maybe we'll build a mini series one day. That way I don't lose y'all, because I went from my grandfather, my inspiration, my mom, I didn't talk about her. I didn't talk about my grandmother. I didn't grow up with my dad really, but he was an inspiration for me. I'll talk about him eventually. I'll talk about the girlfriends. I'll talk about the buddies. I'll talk about all the crazy stuff. I kind of hit on jobs that I've done, but it was just a way to tell you how I ended up here in Albuquerque. You know, that's led to me working at the base, in fact. I didn't talk about that, working at the Nuclear Weapons Center. Point is, this is a reflection of everybody. All the yous, all the thems, all the he's, all the she's, all the whys and all the dares, all the pronouns. So I'm at about 14 minutes. I said I'd go about 15 minutes. I wasn't lying. I think, did I keep it kind of straight, or did I go in tangents again? You're good, you're good. Sweet, all right. I'm glad that he said I'm good. I don't think he's lying, everybody. So with that said, if you need the word, open up the Bible. If you need the word, text me, email me, message me, Google me, Insta me, Facebook me, and maybe I'll share something with you about God, about your ancestors, about the universe. God, love and fear, ancestors paving our way, motivating us, and universe. How do we operate amongst each other? Is it an experience? Is it a coincidence? Or is it serendipity? It all means something. I believe that. So with that, much love, peace, and happiness. We out. Run the day. Don't let the day run you. We out. Peace. Keep it real. Love you.